What is up, New Beginnings Church? Happy Friday morning to you. Thank God it's Friday. Let's do this. Let's finish strong. We are turning the page. We're turning the chapter into Luke chapter 9 into Luke chapter 10. If you want to pick up there with me right out of the gate in verse number 1. After this, the Lord appointed 72 others. Now remember, he calls the 12 and then others are following. There's a big crowd. That we know that there's women involved. I mean, there's people everywhere. And then of course, if you remember, I think it was probably last week, he sent the disciples out and we talked about that. He does a little bit of a repeat here, but you can tell now there's more disciples. And so because there's more disciples, he does something interesting here. Let's just dive in. It says, after this, he appointed 72 others and he sent them out 2 by 2 to go into every town and place where he was about to go. And he told them, he said, the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Pray the Lord of the harvest to send out workers into the harvest field. Go, I am sending you out as like lambs among wolves. And do not take a purse or a bag or sandals, and do not greet anyone on the road. Again, he keeps going here, and a lot of those same ideas are, hey, total dependence on me. Don't worry about what you take with you. Wherever you're at, love those people. If they reject you, shake it off, move on. There's a lot of those ideas out there. But, a couple of new ideas that are in this one is, number one, I love how he says, hey, there is more work than we have people to do. And I totally get that, right? Like I'm a pastor, so I'm looking at this church. I'm like, hey, I got more vision than I got more money. I got more things I want to do than I got people to pull it off with. But hey, that's the dream, right? Let's just slow and steady keep building God's kingdom right here in this Livermore Valley. And so I get that. And we've been praying too. But I love the fact that he says, hey, pray that the Lord of the harvest send out more workers. And then he says, oh, by the way, that's you. And the very next word is go. So God's like, no, I'm going to pray that workers will be sent out, but I just know that's you. I prayed for you. And so I need you to go out. Another thought here is that he says, I'm sending you out like lambs among wolves. I think it's a warning to be prepared. There are predators out there. There are people that do not like you, that are not for you, that for their own selfish reasons or their hunger for power or greed or whatever, they're not on the Jesus bandwagon. They don't care about your faith. There are predators out there. You need to be aware. And so in light of that, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Now that there's more of you, there's 72 of you I'm sending them out, I'm going to send them out 2 by 2. And I'm so glad they did that. I think it's just an encouragement and a reminder to me, don't do life alone. It's a dangerous world out there. There's wolves. Not everybody's going to receive me well. It's better to have a friend. It's better. And if you've ever, again, maybe if you're super introverted and you just really, really, really like being alone, I don't think that's overly healthy, to be honest. I think that that there's a spectrum where like, no, okay, you might need more alone time if you're introverted than somebody who's extroverted. But even the most introverted person, you need healthy relationships. Jesus said, no, I'm going to send you out 2 by 2. Because have you ever noticed, like if you were to do like cold calls and knock on a door and try to talk to somebody, if you're all alone and that person rejects you, it seems to hurt more. But, if you're with your buddy, you end up kind of like, man, they were weird, or what was that about? It's just more fun, right? And so I think when you go out 2 by 2, you're never alone. You don't feel alone. You feel supported. You feel encouraged. You feel like you got somebody that can pick you up when you're down. Or we could just read Ecclesiastes chapter 4. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If any of them falls down, the other one's going to help them up. If you get into a pit and you're all alone, you're just stuck. Right? Verse 11, also if 2 lie down together, they'll keep warm. You cannot keep warm alone. And though one may be overpowered, 2 can defend themselves. So I just love this idea. No, I always want to do life with a team. I want wonderful people surrounding me. Life is just way more fun. I love our church team. I love the staff here. Think about it. What do we call all of our volunteers? We don't call them volunteers. No, they're our dream team. This is a team. And even last week, what all we had to get done for Easter service is just you have to come together as a team. And it's way more easy. We had people here last week putting out hay bales and moving chairs around. And I'm telling you what, like that whole idea of light hands make little work, that's what we're talking about. You can get more done with a team. And so when you go out into your journey, don't do it alone. You're not meant to do it alone. You're meant to be surrounded by people who love you, encourage you, and pick you up when you fall. And so that's why it's so important. Get plugged into your church, whether it's here or somewhere else. Get on a team, get in a group, get connected. 2 is better than 1. Church, I love you so much. God bless you, and we'll see you this weekend.